Before we start, Sadar Hazakarat Nashamut, Order of the Remembrance of the Intuitive Soul, we think of how important it is to look at the lore of certain areas and of certain spiritual paths, our ethnicities, our communities of that area. We need to distinguish between myth and fable. We need to understand that sacredness does not mean justification of anyone or anything that comes in contact with it. We need to think of why these things have survived and what is the difference of their origin. For the 8th day of Passover, the 2nd day of Shavuos, Yom Kippur, and Shemini Tzeres, before the Ab Harchbim, Yahweh Mah Adam, what Dahu Ban Anush, what Chushbahu Adam Lahbol Damah Yamyu Ketzel Alber Bumkar Yutz Wachluf Larb Yamulul Weebush Lamnut Yamyanu Kun Huda Wanba Labub Chukma Shemer Tum Warah Yashur Ki Achrit Leish Shalom Ad Alhim Yabda Napshi Mid Shaul Ki Yakchani Salah Kalah Shari Wal Babi Tsor Labi Wachlaki Alhim Laulam Wishab Happer Al-Hartz Kashia Wahruch Tashub Al-Halhim Asher Nah. God is a verb and noun. What's humanity that you recognize them? Child of a frail human that you reckon with them. Man's like a breath. His days are like a passing shadow. Psalm 144, verses 3-4. In the morning, it blossoms and is rejuvenated. By evening, it's cut down and is brittle. Psalm 96. According to the count of our days, may the teachings be according to your terms in this place, and then we'll attain to a wise heart. Psalm 90:12. Safeguard the perfection and watch the upright for the destiny of the person in peace, which is sort of a definition of the term Muslim, right? Psalm 37:37. But divinity will redeem my soul from the grip of the lower world, for he will take me in ritual prayer. Psalm 49:16. My flesh and my heart yearn, rock of my heart, and my portion is God forever. Thus the dust returned to the ground as it was, and the Spirit of God who gave it. So forever would be Psalm 73:26 and Ecclesiastes 12:7 for the verse that ends with gave it. But so one verse starts with my flesh and the other one starts with thus the dust. And Tahlim, Ta, Psalm 90. Yeshub, Bastur, Aliyun, Batzul, Shadi, Get Lunan, Amr, Lehwa, Machsi, Wamtsudati, Alhi, Abthuch, Bu Ki Hawa, Yitzilak, Mapach, Yakwash, Madbur, Huwat, Babratu, Yasak, Luk, Watchut, Kanpu, Touchsa, Tana, Waschura, Amtu La, Tira, Mapchud, Lila, Machutz, Yawuf, Umum, Madbur, Bapel, Yahluk, Maktab, Yashud, Sahrim, Yapul, Matzduk, Alf, Wurbaba, Miminak, Alik, La, Yugash, Ruk, Bayanyak, Tabith, Wash Limit, Rashayim, Tra, Ki, Ata, Yahwa, Machsi, Aliyun, Shemet, Maunuk, La, Tana, Alik, Rah, Wunga, La, Yakrub, Bahluk, Ki, Malaku, Yitzwah, Luk, Lashmerk, Bakul, Durkik, Al, Kapim, Yishaunak, Pun, Tuguf, Babun, Rugluk, Al, Shachul, Wapatun, Taruk, Termus, Kapir, Watnin, Ki, Chasak, Wap, Luthu, Ashqabhu, Ki, Yid'a, Shami, Yakrani, Wa, Anhu, Amu, Anki, Batsurah, Achwatsu, Wakbadhu, Ark, Yum, Ashbi'ahu, Warahu, Warahu, Bish, Wati, Ark, Yum, Ashbi'ahu, Warahu, Bish, Wati. Oh, and so whenever the remembrance service, the person's mentioned, it's the Hebrew or Aramaic name followed by bun or bunt, depending on whether you have a male or female, and then the father's name in Hebrew or Aramaic. Whoever sits in the refuge of the Most High shall dwell in the shadow of who cast out the goat demon. I will say of God as a verb and noun, He's my refuge and my fortress. My God, I'll trust in Him that He'll deliver you from the ensnaring and from the devastating pestilence. with the pinion that covers you. Beneath his wings, you'll be protected. Shield and armor is his truth. You shouldn't be afraid of the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that walks in gloom, nor the destroyer who lays waste in the middle of the day. Let 1,000 encamp at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but to you they shouldn't approach. You merely look with your eyes, and you'll see the retribution of the wicked, because you've got as a verb and noun, or my refuge. You made the Most High the dwelling place. No evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent. He'll change your angels for you to protect you in all your ways. On your palms they'll carry you, lest you strike your foot against a stone. Upon the lion and the viper you'll trample the lion and the serpent. For the young lion and the serpent, for he is desired for me, and I'll deliver him. There's a difference between, these people say, oh, if I love it, if I want it, then no, you're not serving God. You have to do it in God's cause, not just God's name either, in God's cause. I've delivered him, I will elevate him, because he knows my name. He'll call upon me, I'll answer him. I'm with him in distress. I'll release him, and I'll honor him, and I'll satisfy him with long life, and show him salvation. I'll satisfy him with long life, and show him my salvation. And the one for one's father after this, but let us remember the gender-neutral way. When we say he, him, his, we're not saying that God is a male, and a lot of these passages can be used towards anybody, right? Yazkar al-him nashmat abi muri, name of the dead, shahluk laulamu babur shabli nadir atun tadka badu bashkur zah taha napshu. And with remembrance of divinity, the collective soul of my father, my teacher, and then you say the name, who has gone on to his world, because without making a promise, I shall give charity on his behalf. Yeah, you shouldn't have to say an oath to do a good thing. As a reward for this, may his soul... Okay. Tzorurah batzrur hachiyam am nashmut Abraham Yitzchak Yaequb Shirah Rabka Rachel Walah Wam Shar Tasdiqim Watstakni Ut Shimban Adan Wan Amr Aman. Be connected to the Book of Life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, together with the other righteous people and women of the Garden of Eden. And now respond to the affirmative. And for the mother, Yazkur al-him nashmat ami murti, and then her name, Shahlaka Laulama Babur Shabli Nadir Atun Tazdaqa Bada Bashkur Zahtaha Napsha Trura Batsur Hachiyam Am Nashmut Abraham Yitzchak Yaequb Shura Rabkah Rachel Wallah Wam Shar Tazikim What's Dakniut Shamban Adan Wan Amr Amen. In comes the remembrance of divinity, the soul of my mother, my teacher, and then her name, who's gone on to her world because, without making a vow, I'll give in charity on her behalf as a reward for this. May her soul be bound in the binding of life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, and together walk with other righteous people and women in the garden beneath which rivers flow. Now let us respond in the affirmative. And if it's a male relative, Yizkur Alhim Nashmut. Sakni, if it's a grandfather. Dudi, if it's an uncle. Achi, if it's a brother. Bani, if it's a son. Bali, if it's a husband. And then the name. Shahluk, Laulamu, Babur, Shabli, Nadur, Atun, Tatka, Badu, Bashkur, Zah, Taha, Napshu, Tsrura, Batsur, Hachiyam, Am, Nashmut, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaequb, Shurah, Rabkah, Rachel, Wallah, Wam, Shar, Tadikim, What's Dakniut, Shabnan, Adan, Wan Amr, Amen. In with the remembrance of divinity and the soul of the grandfather, uncle, brother, son, husband, and then his name, who has gone on to his world, because our thoughts, words, and deeds create our afterlife. Because without making a promise, I shall give to charity on his behalf as a reward for this. May his soul be bound in the binding of life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, and together with the other righteous men and women in gardens with rivers beneath. Now let us respond in the affirmative. And for a female relative, Yizkur Alhim Nashmut. If it's a grandmother, Zaknati. If it's an aunt, Dudati. If it's a sister, Achuti. If it's a daughter, Bati. If it's a wife, Ashti. And then the name, Shahlaka, Laulama, Babur, Shabli, Nadur, Atun, Tatka, Bada, Bashkur, Zah, Taha, Napsha, Trurah, Batsur, Hachiyam, Am, Nashmut, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaequb, Shura, Rabkah, Rachel, Wallah, Wam, Shar, Tadikim, What's Dakniut, Shamban, Adan, Wan Amr, Amen. And may there be remembrance for the soul of the grandmother, aunt, sister, daughter, wife, and then the name, who has gone on to her world, because Well, that word for because also is the word for burning. Right? Oh, we don't have the key here. Okay, I take that back. Without making an oath, I'll give charity on her behalf. As a reward for this, may the soul be bound with the binding of life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, and together with the other people living the Jupiter principle, the women of the gardens beneath which rivers flow. Now let us respond in the affirmative. And if it's a member of the extended family, Yazkur Alhim Nashmut Zakni was Kanuti Dudi would Duduti Achi Wachyuti Han Mutsad Abi Han Mutsad Ami Shahlaku Lalmam Babur Shabli Nadur Atan Tazdaka Badam Bashkur Zah Tahiyana Napshutiham Tazrurut Batsur Hachiyam Am Nashmut Abraham Yitzchak Yaequb Shara Ramkah Rachel Wal'ah Wam Shar Tazdikim Watsdaqniyut Shamkan Adan Wan Amr Amen. In with the remembrance of divinity, the souls of the grandfathers, grandmothers, uncles, aunts, brothers, and sisters, both on the father's side and on the mother's side, who went on to their world because without making a promise, I'll give it a charity on their behalf. A reward for this, may their souls be bound with the binding of life, together with the soul of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, and together with the other righteous men and women in the Garden of Eden. Now let us respond in the affirmative. And from martyrs, Zakur Alhim Nashmut Kul Aruti Wakrubuti Han Mutsad Abi Han Mutsad Ami Hak Dushim Wathahurim Shahumatu Wash Nahragu Wash Nashchathu Wash Nashrapu Wash Nathbau Wash Nachanku Al Qadush Hasham Babur Shabli Nadur Atan Tadka Bad Hazakarat Nashamutiham Bashkur Zah Tahiyana Napshutiham Torurut Batsrur Hachiyam Am Nashmut Abraham Yitzchak Yaequb Shara Rebecca Rachel War'ah Wam Shar Tazdikim Watsdaqnit Wat Shamkan Adan Wan Amr Amen. And with the mention of God, the souls, and then said or not said, all the relatives, both on the father's side and on the mother's side. And then it said universally, the holy and pure ones who were killed, murdered, slaughtered, burned, drowned, and strangled for the sanctification of the name, because without making an oath, I'll give to charity on their behalf. As a reward for this, may their souls be bound with the binding of life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, and together with other righteous men and women in the garden with rivers beneath. Now let us respond in the affirmative. And for an individual, Al-Malah Rachmim Shukun Bamrumim Hamtsa Manucha Nakuna Al Kanpi Hashkina Bam Alut Qadushim Wath Hurim Kazhar Harkya Mazhirim. If it's a man, At Nashmut, and then the name, Shahluk, Laulamu, Babur, Shabli, Nadur, Atun, Tazdaqa, Bad, Hazkurt, Nashmatu, Bangun, Adan, Taha, Manutu, Lakun, Bal, Harchmim, Yastirho, Bastar, Kunpu, Laulamim, Wheatsrur, Butsrur, Hachiyam, At, Nashmatu, Yahweh Hawa, Nachlatu, Winuch, Bashlum, Al, Mashkabu, Wanamar, Amen. And if it's a woman, At, Nashmut, then her name, Shahlaka, Laulamah, Babur, Shabli, Nadur, Atun, Tazdaqa, Bad, Hazkurt, Nashmata, Bagun, Adan, Taha, Manuchta, Lakun, Bal, Harchmim, Yastira, Bastar, Kunpu, Laulamim, Wheatsrur, Butsrur, Hachiyam, At Nashmata, Yahweh Hawa, Nachlata, Watnuch, Bashlum, Al Mashkaba, Wanamar, Amen. If it's a group, Al Malah, Rachmim, Shukun, Bamrumim, Hamtsa, Manucha, Nakuna, Al Kanpi, Hashkina, Bam Alut, Qadushim, Wathurim, Kazhar, Herkya, Mazhirim. If it's men, At Nashmut, and then their names, Shahlaku, Laulamim, Babur, Shabli, Nadur, Atun, Tazdaqa, Bad, Hazkurt, Nashmutiham, Bagun, Adan, Taha, Manuchtam, Lakun, Bal, Harchmim, Yastiram, Bastur, Kunpu, Laulamim, Wheatsrur, Butsrur, Hachiyam, at Nashmutiham Yahwa Hawa Nachlatam Winuchu Bashlum al Mashkabutiham One Amr Aman. If it's women, at Nashmut, and then their names, Shahlaku Laulaman Babud Babor Shabli Nadur Atun Tazdaka Bad Hazakarat Nashamutihan Bagan Adan Taha Manuchtan Lakan Bal Harchmim Yastiran Bastur Kanpu Laulamim Wheatsrur Batsrur Hachiam at Nashmutihan Yahwa Hawa Nachletan What Nuchu Bashlum al Mashkabutihan One Amr Aman. And if it's martyrs, Al Malah Rachmim Shukan Bamrumim Hamsa Manucha Wanuna Al Kanpi Hashkina Bam Alut Qadushim Wath Hurim Kazhur Herkya Mazhirim at Nashmut, and then there may or may not be Kol Rubi Wakrubuti Han Matsad Abi Han Matsad Ami, and then Hakdushim Wahthahurim Shahumatu Wash Nahragu Wash Nashchathu Wash Nashrapu Wash Nathbau Wash Nach Naku Al Qadush Hasham, and then there may or may not be Al Yadi Hatsurim Hagormanim Yamach Shemam was Kerm, and then Babur Shabli Nadur Atun Tazdaqah Bad Hazakarat Nashmutiham Bagan Adan Taha Manuchtam Lakan Bal Harchmim Yastiram Bastur Kanpu Laulamim Wheatsrur Batsrur Hachiam at Nashmutiham Yahwa Huwa Nachletam Winuchu Bashlum al Mashkabutiham One Amr Aman. And so for the individual, after we have strong authority that's over the mercies, who dwells on high, grant the proper rest on the wings of the presence, with the lofty levels of the holy and the pure ones, who shine like the glow of a firmament, for the soul of, and if it's a man, you say the name, who went on to his world, because, without making a promise, I'll contribute to charity and remembrance of his soul. May his resting place be in the gardens with rivers beneath. Therefore, may the Master of Mercy shelter him in the shelter of the wings for eternity, and may he bind his soul in the bond of life God as a verb and noun is his heritage, and may he repose in peace on his resting place. And now let us respond in the affirmative. And if it's a woman, you say your name, and who went on, her name, who went on to her world, because without making a promise, I'll contribute to the charity of the remembrance of her soul, and may her resting place be in the garden with rivers beneath. Therefore, may the Master of Mercies shelter her with the shelter of his wings. For eternity, may he bind her soul with the binding of life. God as a verb and noun is her heritage, and may she repose in peace on a resting place. And now let us respond in the affirmative. And if it's a group, strong leader over the mercies who dwells on high, grant proper rest on the wings of the presence in the lofty levels of the holy and pure, who shine like a glow of the firmament for the souls of, and then you have the names, who went on to their world, because without making a vow, I'll contribute to charity and remembrance of their souls. May their resting place be the gardens with rivers beneath. Therefore, may the Master of Mercy shelter them in the shelter of the wings for eternity, and may he bind their souls with the binding of life. God as a verb and noun is their heritage. May they repose in peace on their resting places. And then let us respond with the affirmative. And for the martyrs, strong leader over the mercies, whose dwelling is in the exalted places, grant the proper rest on the wings of the presence with the lofty levels, the holy and the pure ones, who shine like the glow of the firmament for the souls of all. And then you may or may not say, all my relatives, both on the father's side and on the mother's side. And then continuing, the holy and pure ones who were killed, murdered, slaughtered, burned, drowned, and strangled for the sanctification of the name. In Islamic tradition, they would also say, those who died of a plague. And then you may or may not say, through the hands of the German oppressors, may their name and memory be obliterated. Now, the Nazism were not the same as the National Socialist German Worker Party. They're actually, we look at the German, the Yiddish, it comes from, the Hebrew, Nazism, overseers in sort of a bad way. So we still have to deal with the Nazi. But this one mentions the German oppressors who killed 600,000 Jews, according to the earlier accounts, which was, bad enough. Because without making a vow, I'll contribute to charity and remembrance of their souls. May their resting place be in the gardens beneath which rivers flow. Therefore, may the Master of Mercy shelter them in the shelter of his wings for eternity, and may he bind their souls in the bond of life. God as a verb and noun is their heritage. May they repose in peace on the resting places. And now let us respond in the affirmative. Now in the peace, So they got to bring a wholeness into their own life.